How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and yeah, that's right. Here is another video. I did kind of say that there may be some on a case-by-case basis. Today we're on that. So my friends at Pokemon, they sent me a bunch of stuff from the upcoming Pokemon TCG set, Vivid Voltage, Sword and Shield Vivid Voltage. So today I'm gonna take a look at some of it. We're gonna look at the two theme decks that I have right here. We have the Charizard theme deck. Oh man, and we have the Drednaw theme deck. Drednaw. You know, Charizard Drednaw, yeah. I mean, the good news if you're interested in the Drednaw one is you'll probably beat the Charizard one, but yeah, I hate to say it, Drednaw, but Charizard kinda has you beat. So, at least as far as, like, the cool factor. Although I'm sure there's a lot of people that do like Drednaw as well. Now, I also have, it's not going to be in this video, but a booster box of 36 booster packs from the set, as well as an Elite Trainer box. We're going to check these out later, because we're going to start with probably the better option if you're a new player to the Pokemon trading card game. You just want to get in there and play with some friends, have something that's all ready to go. That's where these theme decks come into play. So these theme decks usually retail for, I think it was like 13 bucks. I looked on the Pokemon Center website, which, by the way, if you live in Canada, PokemonCenter.ca. Finally, after years, they finally opened that up. Sorry, Europe, you'll have to wait a little bit longer, but at least they have finally expanded outside of just the US, so that's great news. But anyway, here are the theme decks. Once again, let's flip over to the pack cam, if you will, so we can take a closer look at them. This is a different recording setup. I actually, I had streamed opening these, and it was a lot of fun, but I'm kind of having some doubts with Twitch. The community, my community's great, but just it as a platform is just kind of, it's had some issues. But that's why I'm doing this over here, because you know what? I am really excited about this set. It does look neat. There's a ton of cards in it. There's going to be a ton of like super rare cards. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to get them all, but I am really curious to see what I get from here. So here's a look at the deck list for the Drednaw deck. As it says, it's solid as a rock, relentless as a flood. Drednaw has a powerful bite and an armored shell and a slew of worthy friends like Samurott and Barraskewda. I guess it's cool that you get Samurott in here. You know, that's a little bit more notable than, I guess, like, Drednaw compared to Charizard. Professor's Research keeps your hand full of options, and Evolution Incense lets you power up your bench. With Nessa in charge, you can keep the Drednaw theme deck rolling like the tides. So yeah, here's a look at what is inside of here. And let's take a look at the Charizard deck a little bit closer. Yeah, that is a really cool looking card. Oh man, look at that. It's got Charizard, it's got Leon on it. Oh man, I can't wait to see that. Like, that alone makes this theme deck in particular value. Like, look at that. Look at that. Everyone wants Charizard right now, so I feel bad for poor Drednaw there. But yeah, this seems... Oh, there's a Lugia in here, too. What? Yeah! I'd say that's no contest. That makes this seem like a pretty good value, actually. Okay, so forge a fiery path with Charizard. With a fiery Inferno and unyielding claws, the magnificent Charizard sweeps aside opposition and takes the high ground. Champion Leon calls in strong allies, Yanmega darting in for quick attacks, and Macargo to keep the fires burning. Seize the wind from the air or burn a path to victory with the Charizard theme deck. Okay, that sounds great. Lugia in here too, wow. Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and start with this. So, opening these things used to be this, like, really confusing thing, but then I learned a secret, and I don't remember if I did that on YouTube or if it was just Twitch, but you look at this box and you think you open it like this, but that just makes things a mess. There's actually a much nicer way, and if you didn't know this, it might blow your mind, but you can actually just tear the top here. It's kinda, I'm doing a really poor job at it, but If you had scissors, you don't even need them, but you can kind of tear it up like this. And then it just opens, like so. Like, that's so nice. And then you can kind of preserve the box, too. I would recommend scissors, but you don't even need them, which is nice. But yeah, I didn't know that before. And I had ruined many a nice-looking theme deck box with that, so... Whoops. Alright, so here is a look at this Charizard right here. Well, let's take a look at it outside of its plastic prison right here. Go ahead and open it up. This is a different recording setup than the one I have usually done on YouTube, so I do apologize. I kind of have my phone as a camera right in front of me, and it's up against some, like, black cardboard box just as a backdrop, because it's actually in front of my computer, so it's kind of neat. And I figured, well, I did a webcam on the Twitch stream, which was fun, so we'll have kind of just, you know, me in the corner or something. I don't know, I'm recording both separate, but yeah. Anyway, we have the Charizard card here. Now, this is a special holographic version. If you see it like this, that means that it has come from the theme deck specifically. It has kind of like a, I don't know, like a crystal pattern and its holographicness, which is cool. But yeah, so this thing, 170 HP, Battle Sense for the ability. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, discard the other cards. That's really cool. Yeah. And then Royal Blaze does 100 for 2, which is nice, but it also does 50 more damage for each Leon card in your discard pile. So again, if you're playing 4 Leon and you're using Battle Sense, you can get them into your discard pile pretty quickly and then do a lot of damage for just 2 energy, so that's pretty cool. Now, you do get a Pokémon TCG Online card that I believe gives you the full theme deck online, which is pretty neat. Also in here, you get this really cool deck box. It's just a small deck box. It won't fit anything with sleeves in it, but it does look really cool. And that's great. You do get little info card things here, like what can you do during your turn? Just so you don't end up forgetting. It's really easy to forget, like, what can I do again? Especially if you're a new player, you know, that this is recommended for newer players, so, you know, you can kind of learn the game. And this does have a lot of stuff to teach you the basics. Like, if you're just looking to play with a friend, you know, you can both pick up a theme deck from either this set or even a previous set, and you can just duke it out with that. You don't even need to get anything else, and you'll still probably have a good time. If, you know, one side is completely dominating the other due to weakness, you can just play with a house rule of no weakness. Like, you know, like, let's say Charizard versus Drednaw. Charizard's weak to water, so the Drednaw deck is probably going to be better against the Charizard one. So what I oftentimes find is a good thing to do is just, like, if you want to play with friends but not want to just, like, completely destroy them with weakness, with theme decks at least. You can't do this at official tournaments, obviously. But yeah. Alright, so kind of show you here. I don't know if I'll be able to show this too easily on the camera, or the pack cam. But yeah, this just kind of gives you an overview of the deck, you know, what strategies to employ. Like, we'll give you a little closer view here. Don't burn too fast! Yeah, if you run out of cards in your deck and you can't draw a card at the beginning of your turn, you lose the game, so you don't want to use your Battle Sense too often. Lugia holds the line. Oh, man. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. And then on the back side of this, you have a lovely checklist that lets you check off the normal version and then the reverse holographic version of the card, because most cards have a reverse foil version. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, you can use this to keep track of what cards you have and which cards you need, which is really neat. Alright, so damage counters, good to have. You know, Pokemon do damage, and you use those to mark the damage that they do. It's pretty obvious, but you know. Vivid Voltage, yeah, so you get this little rule book here. This tells you how to play the game. I'm not going to teach you how to play the game. That's what this is for, but I'll at least kind of show you what to expect from this theme deck. So, you know, you can learn and figure that out, which is pretty neat. Yeah, it's nice, easy to read. All right, there's also a playmat here, which I think I'm going to show you on the webcam. Wait, is this a playmat? Yeah, it is, but it also has a poster in the back. So this is the side you would use if you just wanted like a quick and easy playmat. This is for your side of the field, and it's cool because this one has Charizard on it, but if you turn it around, even if you're not interested in using that as a playmat, you do get a really sick looking poster. Like that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch, I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the rest of the cards in here. So we're gonna go back to the pack cam. So this theme deck here, this has 59 cards because that Charizard over there is number 60, so you'll have to merge them together. But that then gives you a full, ready to go 60 card theme deck. So you can just, well, preferably put like sleeves on it, card sleeves. You can get what's called like penny sleeves for very cheap, or you can get, I think they sell some official sleeves, or they, the Elite Trainer boxes have them, and you know, I just use these just for like quick and easy ones. They're pretty affordable, but it's a good idea to put those in because you'll have to shuffle your deck rather often. But yeah, here's that Charizard. Here's another Charizard in here because I think there were two. Kind of look through some of this stuff. We'll see what it's all about. So we've got Yanma, U-turn. Let me switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon and Cutting Wind. Cutting Wind. Yes. Alright. Oh, hi. Hi. Guess I'll do it like this. It's kind of a bit thick for looking through stuff. The list would probably be easier to like look through. I'm just gonna kind of look through the cards and just say, you know, what sticks out. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, Hop being a supporter card. You can only play one of those per turn, and you get to draw 3 cards. Pretty basic. Oh, here's that Lugia. This thing looks pretty cool. So Gust, 1 for 30. Hey, not bad. And then Energy Loop. Put an energy card attached to this Pokemon into your hand. Interesting. It actually kind of reminds me of this one Tornadus EX, I think it was. Yeah, it was way back. No, I don't even know if it's Tornadus EX. Oh, look at that Charmeleon, dude. That Charmeleon looks really cool. It's all like breathing fire, raging flames. It's kind of neat. Slugma. Oh, there's Macargo. Yeah, it's usually a good idea to keep an eye on the higher evolutions or the highest evolutions of things, because that's really what makes the deck the deck. Those are what you really want to focus on. The pre-evolutions usually aren't very good. So Macargo here, 3 for 60, not too bad. Bright Flame, 4 for 180, but you have to discard 2 energy attached to it. That kind of stinks. But, you know, that's almost guaranteed to knock out something that isn't a Pokemon V. And it'll do a lot to a Pokemon V, too, so that's kind of nice. Great Ball. This is a good kind of staple. Well, kind of. I don't know if it's regularly played, but as far as, like, starting out, it's pretty nice. Oh, look at that Charmander. That is such a happy Charmander. I love the artwork in the card game. That's still one of my favorite things about it. Just the lovely art. Like, it's so much fun to collect just for the art. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. And there's a lot of people that think that way as well. Bead, another supporter card. Attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. That's kind of nice, because normally you can only attach 1 energy card per turn. So this lets you circumvent that rule, which is nice, but it has to be on one of your bench, so that's a pretty decent card. Leon, yeah! During this turn, your opponent's your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's kind of nice, like a big old plus power. Ordinary Rod, choose one or both. Shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Shuffle up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Oh wow, that's kind of nice. So you have to at least fulfill one of those. So you can't just play the card and do nothing, but that's actually quite versatile, and it's just an item card too. Switch, seen that a million times. Sonia, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 basic energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. That's kind of nice. Dan! Dan! Draw 2 cards. You and your opponent play rock, paper, scissors until someone wins. If you win, draw 2 more cards. Oh, that's interesting. You've made a lot of cards that have rock, paper, scissors in them. Like, that's one of the effects. So this is interesting with the Yanma and Yanmega line here. So there are grass-type Pokemon. Well, I know in the video game they're bug types, but in the card game they merge them with grass, like bug and grass are just all grass types, generally. But yeah, so despite it being a grass type, it takes all colorless energy, so you can attach all the fire energy you want to this thing, and you can still use all of its attacks. Again, for beginners here, if you see a colorless symbol here, like that white one with a star, that means it can take any type of energy to fulfill that cost, which is very handy. That's a good thing to look for, especially if you're trying to mix like 2 different types in your deck or something. So don't get confused that there's, you know, a bug in your fire deck. That's actually fine because it gives you extra versatility. Now you have something that can attack and hit grass type weaknesses, which is very nice. Or that isn't going to get completely destroyed by water type Pokemon's attacks. So that's cool. Slugma. Not overly interesting there. That might be all of the cards, right? Like once we... Oh, there we go. There's a good one. Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Kind of like the old Professor Oak. Oh, I remember this thing. We've seen this. It's in a previous set. Sudowoodo. Double draw. Draw 2 cards and Flail. Does 10 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So again, I've mentioned this before, but the Sudowoodo is just nice to start with because you get to just draw cards, which gives you more options. And options is always a good thing. It's always a good thing to have options. And if your opponent attacks Sudowoodo, then you have that option of using Flail to hit back, so that's pretty handy. So yeah, kind of nice to see that. All right, switch. Great Ball again. Sonia, and yeah, you are going to get multiple copies of a lot of these cards because, you know, if there's only one in your deck and you have a 60-card deck, the chances of you drawing it pretty slim. So that's why you want to have multiple copies. You can have up to 4 of any card that has the same name. So like you could have 4 Charizard or 4 Charmander or something. But basic energy cards, you can have, you know, as many as you want pretty much. Evolution Incense. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That's nice. Being able to search your deck for anything, or for like specific things, very powerful effect. It gives you, again, options. It's a very good thing to have, so it's kind of nice getting this deck just for that. I mean, this seems like a really nice deck, to be honest. The cards and the strategy I'm a little mixed on. That Yanmega is very versatile, though. It's kind of difficult to get this Charizard out, like realistically, because it's a stage 2, as it's called in the card game. That means you have to find both Charmander and Charmeleon, and then also have Charizard, and not have any of them get knocked out. So that's why stage 2s can oftentimes be a little tricky to get into play. And that's why oftentimes they'll have really good effects. So yeah, that's the Charizard theme deck. I'd say value-wise, it looks to be a pretty good value. I mean, 2 Charizards, Lugia, yeah, need I say anything more? But does it actually stand up to Drednaw in a fight? And is it actually going to be that good? I feel like the Yanma in this, let me take a look at what that was again. Or not Yanma, Yanmega. I feel like that, like, again, it has Cutting Wind for 130, and U-Turn is nice. Like, it's versatile. It hits hard, but it does take a lot of energy, even if it doesn't matter what kind of energy it is. So yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, anyway, let's move on to the Drednaw deck and see how it stacks up. So again, here's a refresher of what's in there. I kind of want to see what the Samurott does. I'm going to try open it like this. Maybe if I do it backed up a little bit. Also, what would have helped is if I did this kind of number up at the top, and that just should make it a little easier to open. Once I learned that trick, I'm like, oh, okay. Not perfect, but trust me, it would have been so much messier otherwise. Alright, so we've got... Ta-da! Now, I feel like Drednaw has been in a few theme decks in the Sword and Shield series already. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that it's... I feel like it's been around. Maybe I'm mistaken. Alright, so... Oh, I forgot the coin. Yeah, each of these come with a coin as well, and I like the coins. I'm always a coin flipper, to be honest. But I also like to collect them. Like, I think they look neat. Okay, so here's the Drednaw Vice Wave. If you played Nessa from your hand during this turn, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That's actually pretty powerful, because if your opponent, or if any Pokemon is paralyzed in the card game, that means they can't attack or retreat for that turn, but then that effect expires at the end of the turn. So, you know, usually you don't have things that auto-paralyze, because that's very powerful. So, you know, having this, I know it has that condition, you have to have played the Nessa card from your hand, but even at that, 80 damage for 3 isn't terrible. Surf is kind of nice too. A little pricey, but, you know, 2 water, 2 colorless for 140. That's nice. So again, this comes with a code card for the online, which is pretty cool. I'm going to set this Dreadnought aside. Again, I believe the same things more or less are in here, except this one tells you the strategy for the Dreadnought theme deck, which, you know, I'm kind of curious about myself. Let's see. I probably should have read the Charizard one a little bit better. So, tough shell, tougher attack. Samurott is tough for the opponent to deal with once it's up and running. It has 160 HP and the shell armor ability, which means it takes 30 less damage from attacks. It's also strong on offense. The Aqua Wash attack does decent damage and sends your opponent's attached energy back to their hand. Wow. Sounds kind of nice. Give yourself a swirl. What? Okay. Well, we'll check that out. Again, this has the same checklist on the back. You get your play mat. This thing right here. I'm not gonna open it up. I should. It should be the same. No, actually it isn't, and I remember why. It's because for this part, for like the bottom part, this just shows the Drednaw, because it's your Drednaw deck, of course. But yeah, other than that, like the poster on the back is the same, which I kind of figured. So yeah, you have your quick start rules, damage counters, coins. Well, you know, normally I flip the coins on the table so you can see them, but my recording setup this time around, I'm actually not like hunched over and, you know, looking at the desk. So I can't really flip this and show it to you on camera, but I will at least show you the coins, and I guess I can flip them. You won't be able to see, but you can take my word for it. These are really cool looking coins. Wait, are they? I feel like they're a little smaller. Maybe not. I like the smaller coins. Well, Drednaw was tails. Hey, the Charizard was heads. Okay, so that's good. All right, well, I'll put these off to the side for now. Let's take a look at the Drednaw deck. So, one thing to keep in mind with these theme decks, I mean, it is pretty obvious, or at least I hope, but just a reminder, you don't get any real randomness to these. Like, unlike booster packs and stuff like that, you know, where you don't know what you're going to get, in these theme decks, you're always getting the same thing, you know? I mean, you get to pick if you want, like, Charizard or Drednaw. Well, that's kind of awkward, but yeah, you get to pick that. But it is, you know, finite. It is fixed. It's always going to be the same, which that's its advantage. All right, so yeah, there's that Drednaw, which is pretty cool. Here's the non-foil version of it. How did I do this before? I really should split this up in half and do it that way, because it is a little unwieldy cycling through 60 cards, but I do want to see, you know, some of the stars of the show. Oh, look at that Duat. That thing looks really cool. I like Duat. It's a cool Pokemon. Okay, so Aqua Wash. You may put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. That's actually pretty good. I mean, Duat itself, this card isn't great, but that gives me hope for that Samurott. Oh, here we go. Here's Nessa. She's so cool. Put up to 4 in any combination of water Pokemon and water energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. That's pretty nice, actually. Like, I would expect it to get shuffled into your deck, like to recycle it like that, but getting it back into your hand, that means if your main water Pokemon gets knocked out, you can just get it right back without worrying. That's really cool, because oftentimes it can be a little tricky to get things out of your discard pile. It can be done, but that's where they go if, you know, they've been played or used or knocked out or something. I love the look of that Choodle. That thing is so cute. It's like, ah! I didn't even read what it does. Oh, they can't, your opponent's Pokemon can't retreat next turn. That's kind of cool. So there's Bead again. It's kind of nice. Great Ball. Yeah, Bead, I guess you couldn't play that right after using Nessa, but, you know, you could play it the turn after. Start getting stuff back. Get extra energy onto it. So Sonia, oh my gosh. Oh, look at this Cramorant. What the heck? That thing looks so funny. Continuous Gulp Missile. Discard any number of Arrokuda from your bench. This attack does 60 damage for each Arrokuda you discarded in this way. Oh, so you use that. Oops, I'm looking up at the camera. You use that with Nessa. That's actually pretty smart. That's kind of neat. Yeah, so you just get them back, place them back onto your bench, and then discard them again. Kind of silly, but that's a decent amount of damage. All right, so here's that Samurott. That thing looks really cool, which I say about like every card, but you know. So Shell Armor takes 30 less damage from attacks. That's a pretty meaningful amount less damage. And then Aqua Wash. Whoa, you may put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand? Yikes, that's quite strong, because the thing is, you know, that would generally take 2 turns to kind of, I don't know, to get back that energy onto them. So that could be 2 turns of progress. And a very important word here is may. You may put 2 energy. So if you're going to knock them out, if it didn't say may, if it just says put, well, if it doesn't say you may, if it just says put 2 energy attached, then it's not optional. You have to do that. And if you're going to knock them out, that means they get their energy back. I've seen some cards do that. That's always kind of unfortunate. But yeah, you may put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active into their hand. So you can just slow them down, not give them a chance to catch up. That's actually a pretty good effect. Combined with Shell Armor, that Samuratt's good. I gotta remember what that Drednaw does. Oh, look at this! This Arrokuda, it has Flock. Search your deck for up to 2 Arrokuda and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So you use this and you get out a whole bunch. Also, look at the look at the Cramorant right there. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, the Vice Wave. And that's also kind of nice. You know, you can paralyze the foe, hit them for 80 and then 140 next turn. Pretty nice. Switch, that's kind of handy because this thing has 4 retreat, but if you use a switch, that lets you switch your active with one of your benched like immediately, which can be great for getting those high retreat cost Pokemon, because otherwise you have to discard that many energy attached to them. And since you can generally only attach 1 energy per turn, unless an effect lets you do more, that's pretty nice to be able to just switch them out. So keep that in mind. All right, we got Hop and Dan. Kind of cool. Got another Nessa. Oh, look at that Oshawott. Terrible card, but I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not at all remarkable. It's just super cute. Professor's Research again. That's nice. Another Hop. Another Evolution Incense. That'll help get your evolved Pokemon out. Pretty handy. Oh, here's that Wishy-Washy. Oh, that's nice. That's quite nice. So Deep Sea Swirl, that's the thing that they kind of mentioned. Give yourself a swirl. But yeah, for 1 colorless energy, you shuffle your hand into your deck and then you draw 8 cards. That gives you a lot of options. A lot of options. This thing isn't really going to attack and it only has 30 HP, so it's going to get knocked out very easily. But on the bright side, you might be able to get a lot of good options from your deck with that if you're shuffling your hand in and drawing 8 when you use it. So yeah, there's that Choodle again. Duat. I think we've seen all the cards, right? Yeah, I'd say for things to improve this deck, getting like 4 Nessa in here I feel would be very good. Making sure you have all the Arrokuda you need. Great Ball. Yeah, that's always good. Oh, there's the thing. I was wondering. I was like, wait, we haven't seen this, have we? Yeah, so Barrascuda, 120 HP, targeted Skewer. Does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. Whoa, what? Oh, that's kind of nasty. So if they have like 4 damage counters, you're hitting them for 80 damage on their bench. Now it only hits the bench Pokemon, so you can't actually attack the active, but that can oftentimes be really good. If you think you're safe, and then your opponent drops this thing, and then they hit one of your benched for some damage, then they can just finish it off. Ooh. I like that. I've always been a fan of bench damage. I think it's cool. I mean, you know me and benches, right? Oh man, yeah. So here's the Samurott again. Actually, wait. This is I think we have 2, right? Oh man, my cards are falling. Gotta double check how many Nessa are in here. But yeah, Nessa, that Cramorant, those seem like good things to have in your deck. If you're like looking for things to improve, like if you get more of this set. Like booster packs, those are what you'd want to watch for. Yeah, here's the Drednaw. Are there 3? I think there are. Where did I put the thing? Yeah, there are 3 Drednaws, so that's kind of cool. Only 1 Barraskewda. Yeah, you'd also want to make sure you had 4 of the Arrokuda, too, so with the Cramorant you can do stuff. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Kind of neat. Alright, so anyway, that would be the, I guess I'll put these up here. The Charizard and the Drednaw theme decks. Again, these I believe retail for like $12.99 US. I think that's what I checked the Pokemon Center website for the last set, and that's what they were at. So I would say around there. Yeah, it's a good way to get started. Looks like some decent cards. I'd say the Dreadnought deck actually looks pretty strong. But I mean. Charizard. How can you go wrong with that? Like, really? So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I will also be checking out the Elite Trainer box and the Booster box, but I will do that in a future video. And yes, that will be a future video. This is something I wanted to do. Again, I did try streaming it on Twitch, and it was a lot of fun, but just Twitch, I might go into that later, but it just... I just don't feel right about it. So here I am, YouTube. I hope you enjoy this. I don't expect like, oh, I'm gonna be doing videos every day or anything, but this is at least something I want to share here. So hopefully you enjoy that much. But anyway, thank you so much, my friends at Pokemon, for sending me this stuff to check out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.